Alright, so we're going to try to do this. Given that px is equal to x power 4 minus 15x squared minus 10x plus 24. Part A. Show that x minus 1 is a factor. Show x minus 1 is a factor. Okay? Well, the best way of showing it's a factor is what? For it to be a factor, do you remember what should happen? For it to be a factor, there is no constants, right? So for it to be a factor, the best way is just to sub in p of 1 and hope that it becomes 0. Okay, that's the big thing you're going to learn today, or you want to get out of today at least. When I sub in p of 1, it gives me 1 take away 15, take away 10, plus 24. 1 take away 15 is minus 14, minus another 10 is minus 24, plus 24 is 0. And then you just got to say, therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. Use some sense in your math. Don't just write that equals 0. What does that mean, right? So, therefore, it's a factor because of that. So, talk to us a little bit. All right, B. Find qx, given that this is what qx represents. Given qx is equal to px divided by x minus 1. So in other words, just try to find our other factor, right?
Yes.
Our second term. Or we can do that nice and easily as...
So they're just asking me to divide to get the...
Yeah, well, polynomial divided by x minus 1. But why would you use division when I just taught you where you can do it a little bit faster? We can use it as, rather than division, we can think of it as multiplication, right? So x minus 1 times qx is px. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do x minus 1. And then, and the reason why you know this is because, like I said, most of the questions by that stage of the topic are not going to be constant because they're not nice with constants. Just at the beginning with polynomial division, you're going to have a lot of constants and stuff. All right, x minus 1. I know obviously this is going to be x cubed. Oh, that's a good one to show you. And then I'm going to have an ax squared, which I'll write as a plus ax squared, for instance. I'm going to have a plus bx, all right? And then I'm going to have the last term being minus 24. Now, to get my ax squared, the way it would have worked is, obviously, as you can see, that would have been... Wait, is that x squared? Did I write that right? All right. Yeah. Okay. Can you see, to get a cubed, which is 0 there, right? So I want to get 0, and that equals to, yeah, with me still? Yeah? 0. That would have been from this expansion, minus 1, plus this expansion, which is plus a. Same thing, now the same thing as what we've always done, except there's nothing here, there's no cube there. So it's 0, right?
Okay, yeah.
And that equals to minus 1 from the expansion of this, because of cubed now rather than squared, plus ax cubed. And that's how you're going to get ax cubed from there. Because you're looking at cubes, you're looking at what are the ways of getting cubes. If there's any other cubes, tell me. You saw the expansion I did before in the other slide. It's just an expansion. That's going to be 4, that's going to be cubed, that's going to be squared, that's going to be x. That's going to be cubed, that's going to be squared, that's going to be x, that's going to be a constant. So the only cubes you're going to get is from this and this, and this and this. Cool? And that's what I've written here, coefficients. So therefore a is equal to 1. So we can go change that 1 to a plus 1. Or just plus x squared.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, and then we want to find the b now. Well, that expansion is not x. Don't look at x. That expansion is from x squared now. Right? So equating coefficients of x squared. Can you see that? X here and this bx. When you multiply it, it's going to be bx squared, isn't it? Or I told you, what's after cubed?
Squared.
You always look at it the one right after each other.
Yeah.
So minus 15 this time.
Okay.
Yeah? Minus 15 must equal to, and then how am I going to get squared in this case? I'm going to get a squared from this x and this bx, which is plus a b, this minus 1 and this plus 1x squared here, which is just minus 1. Right? Because minus 1 times positive x squared is just minus x squared, so minus 1. And that tells me b is minus 14.
Okay.
Minus 15 from
Yeah, I
here.
get that.
B
Yeah.
minus 1. Minus 1 times 1x squared.
But why does that x squared come in?
Well, how else am I'm equating coefficients of x squared.
Yeah.
And then how am I going to get it? Look, x times x cubed, is that going to give me x squared? X times x squared, is that going to give me x squared? X times bx, is that going to give me x squared? Yep, and then the other one obviously not. That's going to give me x cubed, but then this times this is also going to give me an x squared. And I've got to take account for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been really hard if it was a, but again, that's extension 2. Right? And you do that, but not this year, not next year even. Later on. So but that's why we worked out a first, which is 1. And that's it. Minus 1 times that is minus 14. And then you plus 1, b is minus 14. So rather than b, you write it as, and rather than plus b, you write it as minus 14x. Cool? I don't know, if you're not comfortable with that, you could have done polynomial division. Okay? It's up to you. It would work exactly the same way. I'm going to leave that as an exercise for you to do at home if you like. You can try to do polynomial division there, and that should have been your dividing factor. Or might do it just soon. Okay, I'll finish the question first and then I might do it. Write px as a product of its factors. Well, a product of its linear factors. Okay, so I want to write p of x as a product of linear factors. Linear factors. Cool? That's a linear there. That's a cubic factor. So that guy's got to get simplified. So I don't know if I've got enough room. So what we'll do is that's something I can create a new page. Oh, maybe. Yeah, but you're going to erase this, aren't you? Okay, that's alright. I'm just going to edit this part out. All good. So we've got, it's going to be hard. SU plus, you've got it in front of you anyways. Okay, so we have the polynomial Is that right? We want to write it as a product of its linear factors. So all we got to do, we're going to get this guy.
And factorize.
And how do we do that? Well, that's all we just learned today, right? We used to not know how to do cubic factorization. But now we know how to do cubic factorization. We go to this term here, and we try to look for its factors. Once we work out its factors, we've got to sub it in and show that one of them is a factor of that polynomial. And once it's a factor of that polynomial, then we can use polynomial division and we can keep going. You ready? Here we go. So we've got plus minus 24, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, plus minus 8, plus minus 3, plus minus 1, plus minus 2. Let me get my calculator out, and I'm going to assume probably a 2 or even a minus. Oh, we already done minus 1. No, we haven't. No. I'm going to try 2 cubed plus 2 squared. Minus 14, 2 minus 24 gives me minus 40. That didn't work. Okay, minus 2 works. Alright? Bingo. That's all you needed. You just need one element to work and you're like, okay, thank God I didn't have to sub in much. Again, how do I know that? Low coefficients. And, I mean, but with 2 cubed, I'm thinking, okay, that's going to give me 8. That's already going to give me, 4 or so forth. So, and that's going to become positive, hopefully, because I did a minus 2. So it's going to be okay. That means my factor is x plus 2. So I should just write this here for you. P of minus 2 equals 0. That's essentially your aim. Alright, x plus 2 is your factor. Again, you can use polynomial division, but we are not going to do that. We're going to try to do this and get better at it. And I'll leave polynomial division a skill for you to learn at your own time. X cubed, x, that should be x squared. 2 minus 24, that should be minus 12. And then we want the x squared. So we want 1 must equal to 2 plus a pretty much. If you're not ready, there it is. 1 from the x squared here must equate to 2 from the 2x squared here, and then a from the expansion of this one here. And that's it. So then a equals to minus 1. So minus x. But the question did say to write as a product of its linear factors. So rather than x minus 1, I've got x plus 2. But I've still got a quadratic here. So I've got to go factorize the x squared minus x minus 12 out. And make it in terms of linear. Cool? So that should be nice and easy. X minus 4 and x plus 3. Right? So therefore, as you can see here, if I didn't sub in minus 2 and I subbed in minus 3, it would have worked. If I subbed in positive 4, it would have worked. But anyways, now I've got as a product of its linear factors. And then part D says, find the zeros. Well, that's the easy part, right? You just let P of x equal to 0. Therefore, x equals to 1, minus 2, 4, minus 3.